but there are a lot of CP squared has 51 minus degrees of freedom, making on the way home, I got hungry and I ate it. We're Americans and we only like competition, okay? I'm eating and I'm reading a book. And this waitress comes up.
But wait, there's more. Hang on to your seat, baby, cause this one's a screamer.
Because this one's a screamer. All right, here we go. And look at how cute my new little friend is. That is a jackalope. It's gonna sit there the whole time. I trained it so well. It's just gonna sit there and not move. It's totally not a photo. It's not CGI. None of that. No, it's not AI or anything. But I trained this thing. Anyways, let's crack on and bring in our guests. Our co-host, the stream pervs. Let's just put it that way. Jesus Christ. All right, there we go. How are y'all doing?
Doing good, doing very good.
Sweet, awesome.
Well,
Glad you're here.
So I was with a friend today, and he said fucking Bigfoot's being done to death. I said, dude, fucking Bigfoot has been... No one's scratched the surface of Bigfoot. It needs to be done more.
Well, every single time we do this, there's new stuff we show you. This isn't like just a Patterson film over and over again. This is new stuff. Although we can debunk it pretty easily, but here we blow again and again. And let's go ahead and do some intros, and then we'll talk to the side of my chats. And then I think we may have our Bigfoot expert joining us in just a minute, but we'll see in just a second. So here we go.
Disclaimer: the views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers, commentators, experts, and/or hosts. They do not explicitly or necessarily reflect nor represent the channel's policy or the views held by this channel or broadcaster. The broadcaster or its channel cannot be held accountable for all or any views expressed during this program.
It's just like Killer Cop 4, but she's got Hema instead of fry cook balls. I need you, Action Bastard. Action Bastard, I need you. Action Bastard, I need you. Why am I wasting time dancing?
You want to know why? Because the world is fucking flat, dog. And everything that you see up there, as far as like planets or stars, yeah, guess what, dude? It's fucking fake. It's just lights up there. The government put those lights up there so you dummies could just act like there's something up there.
Wait a second, are you a flat earther?
Call a crackhead. You're stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're stupid. All right. So now let's go ahead and say hello to our side of my chats, and we have our Stop the Stupidity.
Hey, stop.
And we have their commercial.
Attention, new New Yorkers! Stop acting so stupid!
And we have an Ivy Chan.
Hi, Ivy.
We've got a captive desk. All hail Bigfoot, yes.
Well, Bigfoot, Dave.
And they said they will be in as soon as they can. That works. And yes, the of that. So let's go ahead and just start with the silliness first, and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes.
Let me guess, it's going to be a Bigfoot dancing in a bikini.
Not the first one. Not the first one.
Oh, it's the song. Yeah, I like this one.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
too
So
sorry?
here we go. So here we go.
I'm told I'm crazy, yeah, I've heard it all before. They laugh at me in town when I tell them what I saw for sure. It was a late night in the backwoods, I swear I wasn't alone. Bigfoot was out there moving like a shadow, and then he was gone. And up in the sky saw a light flying fast. Don't care if they believe me, cause I know what passed. I believe in Bigfoot and UFOs. There's more out there than we'll ever know. In the deep dark woods or the stars up high, there's a mystery written in the midnight sky. They can call me crazy, say I'm out of my mind, but I've seen the proof with my own two eyes. I believe in Bigfoot and UFOs. Some things are real, even if they don't show. I've heard the stories about a man who roamed the trees, leaving giant footprints, a legend on the breeze. And those lights up in the night, they ain't from this world, making crop circles and dipping through the swirl. You can call it fiction, you can say it's fake, but I'll be out here watching by the fire in the lake. I believe in Bigfoot and UFOs. There's more out there.
Then you'll ever know. Okay. Let's get into this stuff, and then we'll get into that. This is the real. Yeah, there we go. How are you doing, Dave?
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah, I was on over with Simos there, and so we're having a nice discussion over there. And I said, well, hey, thanks for the discussion, but I'm going to go talk about some Bigfoot. So I'll catch you later.
Expert.
Yes, exactly, Timely. Okay, so
Got my shirt on. Got my shirt on.
Perfectly. So again, everybody, all hail Bigfoot in the cinema chat. So here is real proof of Bigfoot, and yes. So here we go. Here's real. Yes.
Let's cook a burger.
It's just got to be cheese and meat. I will be using deer meat to cook hamburgers today. Now, when you're cooking burgers in the forest, you always want to make sure your pan is nice and hot first. The Maillard reaction is what makes these burgers taste so good, and it's a chemical reaction between amino acids and reducing sugars. These are really important, and I made these myself this morning. Wow, look.
Just look at that, Cobes. Yeah, try to do that, Cobes.
That's amazing work. It really is.
I know. This new VO3 or whatever it is fucking insane. Like, that's what makes this now. It's crazy.
King Cobra.
I was making fun of King Cobra because he's a shitty chef.
He's fucking belling.
Yeah, of course he is.
Look at these guys. All right, it's time to serve these up to the family.
Where's their dicks at? Where's the dicks at?
Okay. So that is proof of the big feats, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
Totes. So let me just go to. I want to check just one more thing first, and then we'll get into the craziness that is up there on screen. But I want to get to this first.
After all this long time, he must have developed some sort of communication. Why not it be fucking American English?
Totes, yeah, exactly. Timely. I'm gonna say we've watched that. I'm gonna get to up here just because I have enough. Excuse me. Pardon me. There we go. Okay.
There's never enough
This is
big.
definitely proof. This is definitely proof.
I'm about to show you.
Yeah, you're totally going to. Just let us get to it. Let's just see. Here we go.
Number 1, Alberta trail cam photo, 2012. This photo was taken in 2012 by a trapper.
Mom, god damn it, I told her to not get naked in public again, but Jesus Christ, she's always getting oh, this is 2012. I told her after this, please don't do this again and get caught.
Did you not buy her a fucking a lady shave for Christmas or something?
Dude, we have bought her everything. The only thing is they clog up right away. I mean, there's nothing you can there's no shaving past, just blows up and everything. Anyways.
In rural Alberta, Canada. The figure is sitting in a patch of low forest and foliage, appears to be quite relaxed, with proportions that are clearly not human, but closer to human proportions than what skeptics theorized it.
If you were wearing a suit, I believe that it could, and again, it doesn't mean a human or a being is inside of this thingy-mabobber that's laying somewhere they took a photo of. If this was a video and it moved, I would be like, okay, then we have more where it could be a thingies of the mabobbers, right? It being a photo now, like it gives us a lot less credibility. And I don't know how zoomed in this is, like how it's pixelated as crap to some extent. Like pretty much the flowers over here, like the exposure is kind of weird. Like, and you can't really tell me this photo is going to be. And then why did you use a photo of a bear that's facing the wrong way? And it's definitely not a bear. It's just
I'm seeing a bear butt up in the air and the head down in the ground.
Oh, you think that right here's its head? Oh, yeah, okay, no, I can see that. No, you're right. Because it doesn't really have a tail.
It's scratching its face into the ground, or it's
Don't they dig
yeah.
for
Digging for some roots or something, yeah.
Yeah, they dig for exactly. They dig for roots, they dig for bulbs, they blah blah blah. You eat anything, potatoes. There's like natural potatoes. Right?
I think you were looking at the back end.
No, I'm totally on the same page with you. Like I totally feel like this is its butt.
Yeah.
And then this is its head, and we just can't see. And no, that I don't know, but no, and once again, the lighting is improper, and so
if it's an animal, just because Trees and I covered a lot of these pictures on the Grassman, and a lot of them we decided they're looking at the back end of whatever it is, a bear, a moose, or something. They're looking at the rear end.
It could even be a calf, or a cow, or a long hair, anything, because we can't see its face. That's the
could be mama and baby big feet.
It could
or
be,
it's a Bigfoot. Yeah.
It could be, but that's the problem is we don't have enough info for us to see anything. So let's crack on to the next proofs. Dun dun dun. Okay, here we go.
Picture here, bent over, kind of in mid.
It's my uncle. Jesus, I told my whole family to like put clothes on before they run through the goddamn woods. No, they're just run through. No, I'm just kidding. So once again, they're photos, so it's like a little bit hard to like tell.
Trail cam. You can see that there's a creature here, bent over, kind of in mid-stride on all fours, which at first glance you might think to be a thinner than average bear. But
now I just think it's fuzzy because it's not a high quality camera. Because see how fuzzy a lot of everything else is? Because how fuzzy everything else is, it's not focusing enough on
one of them trail cams.
And it's pretty small. I mean, if that's the stump of the tree there, that thing doesn't look very big.
No, exactly.
More like a raccoon or something with mange or something.
A baby bear. Because
it looks small to me. I mean, you got a little fern leaf there.
It's tiny. No,
that's not much bigger than a fern. So
no, the reference points obviously is like it's a baby bear, and I think its sibling is right here. And of course, it's gonna look weird, and they do weird things because they're fucking kids. What do kids do? They fucking do weird shit. That's that's all that is. And then look, that's exactly similar. Like watch the next thing.
There is someone. I said sitting someone in his home and laughing his ass silly off and thinking this ape suit was really the best buy I ever did.
Yeah, no, just look at this. Just look at this. Here is this baby cub, and here's its other baby cub. This is obviously not the Sasquatches is.
Yep.
Once again, I want to believe. We all like. I know most of us want to believe in this crap, but it's like I can't go with it until I see enough proof. Like honestly, like just
small and on
works.
Small and on all fours just isn't a Bigfoot account. I mean, yeah.
No.
Oh, I'm convinced. There he is.
There you go.
That's the skunk ape. Do you believe that's the skunk ape?
That's Bigfoot, definitely.
Bigfoot has a lot of cousins. There's like 100 names for Bigfoots. So
yeah, and so this one supposedly is the Florida. This one's supposedly the Florida skunk ape photo, and I think we've gone over this before. I don't think this is very new at all, for any of us. I don't think. So here's this next one. We'll try to get to where it's like semi, like even close to being, where you can see what it is. Well, there's a helmet, or they have something over their head. They literally could just have a hood on, but they don't have a clear video image of it, so there's no way to tell. Like you just can't. This just gets thrown out the window immediately.
Well, it's the guy on the left.
They're trying to say that it could be. It couldn't be a guy because his head would be plopped up and blah, 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 blah. No, people can do different things, and other people have different body types and like anyways, this is not enough proof of anything for sure. And then right, does everybody agrees that like how
that's a terrible picture. You can't tell what it is.
There's no, and then like this, there's just they thought they saw that little thing right here was something. Citation needed. I mean, that doesn't prove anything. Is there something weird there? Fuck yeah. Maybe it's an owl. Maybe it's maybe it's Shani's vagina. Who knows? I can't see well enough, and their DPI is so horrible. Even though it's pretty clear here, but again, it's not focused in on what they're pretending, and it's right here.
Yeah, it's right in the middle of the tree. It's right. I mean, that's a tree, and then there's just this image stuck in a tree. That's something's wrong with the photo. It's just pareidolia.
And they want to say this is what they're seeing, but this is the actual image. Yeah, no, there's not that anything.
Bigfoot have a genetic marker in them that if you get near them with a camera, the camera goes all pixelated. It goes like
they disappear.
120p or something. It's fucking real shit.
Yeah, well, at least I can make out what they're talking about in this one. I'll give them that.
And that's why every phone now has high definition. Some phones have even 4K. So it is no excuse anymore.
Yeah, no, but Bigfoot they give off like a radioactive signal as well with lenses.
No, Bigfoots are just blurry. Bigfoots are blurry, so
Oh, yeah.
that's why
Well-
you can't get a clear photo.
Except for this proof, which
Except
is
for this
this
one.
is
Cloaking they have.
they have a cloaking device and they can turn it off and on, just like all the other things and stuffs and mabobbers like werewolves and vampires and all this. Anyways, this is how you make pizza.
Welcome back to the show, Bigfoot Cooks. Some hikers generously gave me some ingredients to make pizza today. So my wife is angry and has pregnancy cravings for pizza, so that's what I'm going to cook today. My wife is so beautiful.
Where's it sit at?
When rolling pizza dough, make sure you use gentle pressure. Today I'm making a pepperoni and cheese pizza. All right, so you put the pizza on the stone and then you flip it over. Quick tip, don't burn it. It is time to test the pizza, and my pizza is the best in the entire forest.
I thought they ate the humans. Oh, damn. Of course they didn't. Anyways,
Stop the stupidity says they got a Bigfoot wind chime up. That's awesome.
Yeah, right there. Look. YouTube channel.
Yeah. They showed a photo of it in my Discord.
Sweet.
I mean, so the guy who makes his videos, is it the YouTube channel?
Which one? Who? What? Where? How? Who? What? Who?
The guy who makes these Bigfoot cook videos.
Oh, clickbaiter. His name is probably. I don't know.
Well, he started using the VO3 or whatever recently, and it's only been the last like month he's been doing those. So here is the newest thing that everybody and their mom has been jizzing their pantses about and creaming their pants about. Is this new Colorado Bigfoot video. Dun dun dun. So here's it not zoomed in. Here's it zoomed in. And it'll go over it a couple different times.
Looks like a person.
Yeah. It looks like anybody in and
He's not moving like a man.
okay, so here's the original video with the original audio. And I'm gonna like take down it somewhat because of the fucking wind, but here we blow. And then it's right here-ish that it's at. Yeah, that's not fake at all. No, it's totally real.
The real Bigfoot right there.
The real Bigfoot right there.
I'm videotaping. Why is the Bigfoot higher than the trees?
Why, if it's so elusive, why would it not know that people are going to be right there and that it's going to be seen?
Yeah, right there. Look.
Okay, so now we're going to get into this video.
Well, everyone has a phone.
Where to go?
As Ned said, everyone has a phone. And even now, if a kid falls off a bridge and starts drowning, 50 people all around will fucking get their phone out and start filming it. No dive in.
Yeah.
Why is only one footage of this? There was loads of people there. You used to think, oh, fuck, we all need to get our phone out.
Yeah, we'd have like 10 videos technically.
Yeah.
And even if that, it doesn't matter. That definitely was definitely a troll in a fucking suit that went there to a tourist spot and knew there was going to be tourists there at a certain time and then did that. That's literally what happened. Like it's obviously. Okay, let's get into where they actually show the videos. And here's the beginning of this one.
And while you're at it, can you solve an argument we have here at the office?
I said, I told you, like, goddamn, my family, stop going in the fucking woods, fucking naked, goddamn it.
What's the plural of Bigfoot? Is it Bigfoots, big feet?
Okay, so let's get into the actual big feets. Bigfoots? Okay, I'll go with that. I'll go with that.
Automatically gets my suspicion sensors.
Bigfoots. Okay, all right.
Going into the red.
Dogs are barking at something. Where? Over that way.
At first, it just looks like the woods. Quiet, still, but then something stirs in the trees. The tree line sighting is quick and hard to make out, and the camera quality isn't great, making me think that this is a very old video.
Oh yeah, right there, look. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go?
There's definitely a natural gait to this thing. A good sign that this isn't
Oh
just
my
a guy
Jesus
in a gorilla
Christ,
suit.
goddamn it.
And I'd have been all over this video if it wasn't for the dog. That little guy is perked up and looking over at its owners. It's not focused.
Oh my god, that is some of the worst evidence ever. I'll go a little bit further with this. I'm just going to go to the next thing in a
woods
second.
where something massive is lurking about. The hairs on its back aren't standing on end.
No, that definitely was just... Anyways, let's go to the next thingies of the Mabobber and see where they say that there's a big feet.
Toward a legit encounter.
Bigfoots.
All right, back up to the scene of the crime.
Yeah.
And so far, no signs of anything weird or strange. I am a little bit nervous, though.
Except for, like, I had my cousin disappeared. My cousin had to go take a poop. Now all of a sudden weird things happen while he's doing that, and then it stops happening as soon as he comes back. I don't know how to explain it.
That's Todd Standing. He's a big Bigfoot supposed researcher or whatever, and yeah, he always says something like, "Hey, I've got to go get something out of my truck," and then he wanders off, and then all of a sudden they hear something rustling in the woods or something, and then he comes back and they're like, "Hey, when you were gone, we heard something in the woods," and he's like, "Oh, that's a Bigfoot." Every time. It's great.
Is it a comedy channel?
He may as well be.
It's hilarious, like how someone like these ghost hunters and blah 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 is like do those little itty bitty tricks like that, and you're like, yeah, that's pretty obvious. Like, what's going on here? Like, and you could be doing so many things remotely, you know, even if it is away from where you're supposedly at, you could be doing anything to manipulate whatever's happening in that environment for sure, easily.
He took Survivor Man out on a thing, and same thing. He Survivor Man set up his little campsite or whatever, and Todd said, "Well, I'm gonna go sleep in my truck." He always wanders off, so that when you hear noises, he's never around. It's look up Todd Standing, watch some of his videos, you'll see the pattern.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I know exact simile, but yes, everybody look that up, and I will double check that for sure. Because
it's like Superman. Whenever Superman is around, Clark Kent is never around.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah. Huh. Why does Bigfoot show up whenever you're not around? Okay, that makes sense. Okay, we got it now. We got it.
Anything weird or strange? I am a little bit nervous, though.
He'd originally gone up to Pikes Peak in Colorado during autumn and set the camera up to film himself walking along the grassy valley for a cool shot. It wasn't until he got home to start on the editing that he noticed an unusual shape in the trees. Rob thought he was...
You mean a stump? Does it move? Does it move? Does it move?
Who's walking across the field there?
That's dumbass, but supposedly there's a camera crew or something. Anyways, a static camera was set up at least in this place.
Yeah, it's set up all right.
Yeah, exactly. But that is a fucking stump. Like, unless it moves, and we'll watch, but I bet it doesn't move.
Was filming a peaceful walk through nature.
Everything else around it is moving except for it.
Until he spotted something that sent a chill down his spine.
It's not moving. It's fucking. It's oh Jesus Christ, abusing. But it could be so many things. I mean, literally, it could be just anything. I think it's a stump. I think it's like a burnt out stump, or it is a rotted out stump. That's what I'm gonna go with, of a tree that was a lot larger that used to be around a long time ago, like one of these other pine trees. And yeah, no, there we go. Yep, no proof, Bigfoot.
And this
Right
thing
there.
is absolutely massive. Rob was unnerved, but curious enough to go back just a few months later, in the middle of winter, to see if he could figure out what it was.
Why don't they put game cameras on there? Like these things they have
Because
infrared and everything. You can just hang them.
Well,
in
the thing
forest
is
and process it.
the thing is they do, and they never capture it.
Yeah, there's probably millions of them set up all over the place, and mostly it's deer and raccoons and stuff like that.
And things
Because
that,
they
like,
can
they're
tell
like-
what they want, but the Bigfoot just has some kind of cloak or something like the
That's what they
Klingons
say.
have.
They always say that they do.
Look at this. All right, I just want you to see how.
That's a little bit. That's crazy.
That would make him what? About fucking 20 foot tall.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a. They made those a little too big. Yeah.
A little too big.
A
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah.
Well, but you know it's that big, right? Snowshoe.
In America,
Modern
size
snowshoes.
Yeah. You're right.
Modern snowshoes literally look like that now. They're not these weird, these long weird thingamabobbers out of twine and freaking, modern ones are these like now just they're like this big. They're just this, they're literally just I can't that big or whatever, right? I mean, so I'm gonna go with snowshoes first before big feets. But let's go.
I'm gonna go with fake ass bitch.
I'm gonna go with Shani because her footprints are probably that big and that deep. Anyway,
My hand doesn't even go halfway across the forefoot.
Shani can't
He
walk.
finds huge footprints, and just before he calls off his search for the night, he smacks a tree with a stick, hoping to get a reply.
Tree with a piece of wood, so let's see if I can get a call back.
What?
But when he knocks on that tree, something knocks back. And he gets exactly that. Less than 5 seconds after he hits the tree, the same sound replies.
That was an echo.
yeah, that was an echo. And then
In the 4 years since that video was
that's an
uploaded,
echo.
Rob hasn't gone.
And not just that, just you could and or that exactly, Ned. I'll go with
always have the same tone, same pitch.
Yeah,
Sure,
I'm gonna
sure.
give Bigfoot a call. How are you gonna call him? I'm gonna fucking bang a tree.
And to be that fast, if it was a Bigfoot, it would have to be standing there with a stick, ready to hit a tree and reply that quick. I mean, that's just. And it wasn't even a good knock. You're supposed to give a good knock, not a break a branch sound. It's supposed to be a good knock. These amateurs, just amateurs.
Why did you follow the fucking footprints to wherever?
Yeah, why not?
Because they'll get when they do though, they'll run into an animal or just what they think is an animal, and they'll go, "Oh no!" and they'll turn around and run, and the camera's all shaky for 5 minutes. And that's the thing is that all these Bigfoot hunters that go out, but as soon as they think they found something, all of a sudden they start running away. So it's like I don't understand why they even go looking, right? If you're just going to run away,
it's just like
that footprint. That was a carny Bigfoot. He was a clown, obviously.
Well, it's
clown big feet on.
Yeah. And it's just like the ghost hunters as well. They're all like big bad buff dudes supposedly, and then they're like looking through a thing, and then a bang happens. They're like, ah! They run away like little bitches, and you're like, wait,
exactly.
I thought you guys were badass dudes. Like, you're scared of a ghost? What do you think a ghost is gonna do to you? Bigfoot, I can being in the woods, I can
made a complete series of these ghost hunters of Huppel the Flip Town, animated in his style, and it's great. It is so it's so silly.
I think if he'd have followed them footprints, he'd have found a Bigfoot with a big orange wig, a red nose, a fucking honks, and fucking big trousers, a bucket of confetti, and driving a car with wibbly wobbly wheels. And the doors fall off when he pulls
Nice
up.
touch.
Yes. No, they literally would have found a hiker that had fucking snowshoes at a camp.
And there would be 50 other ones all packed into that tiny car, too.
Yeah.
And yeah.
50 other big feet. All get out.
All of
When the
them.
doors
Exactly.
fall off.
So, anyway, it's
gone back, nor has he put up any content even remotely like it. I'm not gonna lie, I like Rob's encounter, and if there's anyone who sounds sincere, it's Rob.
That doesn't mean that it's real. That doesn't mean it's real. Sincerity doesn't mean
Set
it's
up.
real.
It's just too set up. I mean, they've got it set up
No,
so
it
that they're
is.
both in the image and all. It's just, that's another thing. When it's dead center, you always, unless they spot something, but if you just have something set up and the thing happens right in there and not, off center or something, you're going to call setup right off the bat.
Yeah, if you don't have to move to it. That's the other thing. I worked in videography my whole entire life, and we did a lot of stuff live. And you never have it dead center when something accidentally happens. You always have to.
Or when they're moving in a boat or on a car, but yet they're focused on this one spot of the woods, even as they're moving. They're keeping the camera on this one spot because that's where they're going to pop up.
Yeah, exactly. So you can tell there's a difference between when it's an accident and then it's not. Live television is different.
Scott says he saw several hulking
Like
shadows.
live news.
Got my attention, making noise, and darting between the trees. I come up here, and whoever's down there does what they need to do.
Each one vanishing just as he turned toward it. When they start surrounding him from behind, forcing him up the hill, Scott becomes convinced that they're luring him upwards.
If you didn't smoke so much meth, brah, then you wouldn't be this freaked out about nothing because nothing is happening to you right now.
Don't smoke leaves with tree.
Yeah. If it's the same part of the woods where that guy was raped by a female Bigfoot and he didn't have his clothes.
Yeah.
You wouldn't go to them part of the woods, would you?
Wait,
well,
you don't want to get
unless
raped
that's
by
your
Bigfoot?
thing, who's to judge, right?
I mean, if it's
don't want to kink shame, right?
If it's we don't king shame. But if it's a female Bigfoot, I'm down to try anyway. Never mind. Let's keep going before I get in trouble.
Throwing a sausage up fucking Pennsylvania Avenue.
You have my detective.
No, she gave him a Hummer, didn't she?
No, she rode him.
No, they had sex. I thought they had sex. I don't remember. I don't remember.
I don't think it was.
But anyways, let's crack on.
Turkey baster's all you need, so I don't think it's really important.
16, 17 inch track. Like I said, right here's the heel mark.
You think that's a fucking track, you
He
weirdo?
finds a 16-inch footprint in the leaves.
Where?
But to me,
Where?
A broken stick and a footprint does not validate why this footage is so incredibly famous. I still recommend checking out his channel. Scott was one.
No.
It was uploaded by the channel in 2023. The trail cam is fantastic. Exactly what a serious hunter would be using in our current day and age. There's nothing grainy or out of focus here. It steps into frame, and what we see next is the stuff of night.
What's that really fluffy crane bird thingy mabobber? I feel like it's another animal, obviously. Like
peekaboo. Maybe he comes out into that little opening there. He's moving that way.
I mean, it could, but they cut it before. I already watched.
Of course they do.
I feel like this could be a lot of different animals, even though it's very, very, again, hard to see. Because what are a lot of animals? Fucking camouflage. So that's
Jim Bob in
why.
a ghillie suit. Could be fucking anything. If he cut it before, he's moving towards that gap there, where we actually get a view of it. And if he cut it before there, that's bullshit.
I just wanted to get away from us just always saying it's somebody in a suit. So I thought the next thing is just to say, it could be a lot of different animals. I don't know. It could be a bird. It could be a fluffy thing. It could be something that's molting. There's a handful of things that this thing could be. Have you ever seen a deer molt or a handful of other animals that molt? They look really fucking weird. So it could be any damn thing.
Nightmares.
I mean, and just because it looked like it had a face doesn't mean that that's what is there. That doesn't mean that that's what it is. I mean, it could be, again, a guy in a fucking suit.
Or a butt.
Which is most likely. It most likely is a hunter. It's most likely a hunter. But once again, just because that looks like that doesn't mean that that's what it is 100%. Just
So
because
this is the trail cam, right? But they only have the worst part of it that you can see. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing over here or nothing to the left or the right. Just when it's stuck in the bush.
It looks like a 1970s Tito Jackson. The big afro.
I mean, it looks like if you had a blind that you had a mobile version of.
They have a sequin suit on though, so
you know. I mean, his eyes are there. They can be blacked out.
In the woods today, old Tito.
I mean, there's a handful of other things. There's so many things this could be. It's not Sasquatch though, people. Sorry, everybody. It's not Sasquatch though. It could be a gazillion and a half things.
Yeah, if that was good footage. Yeah, if it was good footage, it'd be at least a couple minutes of it strolling through there or whatever.
Yeah, and it literally is just this, that, and then it like barely moving more, and then it's done. And then that's all that it shows you. That's it. And then, of course, here is Sasquatch on the side of the mountain. That's totally Sasquatch. Yeah, that.
Right.
This right here, right there. Right here. That's Sasquatch. Right there.
Well, there's your proof right there. I mean,
running up the mountain.
Thanks, ladies and gentlemen.
See.
That's a bird. That's a bird.
It could be anything doing that. A fox,
a rabbit.
Yeah, totally. There was footprints afterward. We just couldn't see it. And it could be anything that was running up that hill. Like, I don't know where we are 100% but anything could have done that for sure. But here we go. You want to see it again? There you go. And it's zoomed in right now. And that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love how it's not centered for some reason. Yeah, there we go. Right there. And there's it again.
Looks like a rabbit.
I think it's a bird.
It could
like
be
a rabbit. A few ears there, a little hair or a rabbit.
What about a skier? Because like here's a tree. It could be a skier that's like actually being able to like partially ski up the hill because they only go to right like here and then it stops. Right? And then it doesn't go any further really. Like they're just showing it in different ways. And that's it.
I think it's a bird because then it flew up into the sky and they stopped filming it.
yeah, probably. Again, it could be so many things. So here is we're not going to show that. We'll get to when they start showing when there's actual footage of Bigfoot.
Actual. I love that word. Bigfoot.
Well, because this is some weird shit. This is some weird shit. Supposedly that Sasquatch beating a bird on the pole. And I don't think that's real. So we'll get into where they're trying to say this is real footage.
GoPro cam
Is that a
also
fucking
catches the same
pterodactyl?
subject as it walks up
No, it was an albatross
into the tree line, and as the two bikers continue on with their trek.
But here's the twist. Its footsteps are huge, too huge. It doesn't rush, just walks, as if it knows it's being watched. Why is it here, and how long has it been watching us?
That was just somebody in the suit trying.
That was pretty good. Yeah, at least that was a good video.
Yeah.
Also catches the same subject as it walks up into the tree line, and as the two bikers continue on with their trek.
But here's the twist. Its footsteps are huge, too huge. It doesn't rush.
How would you step up a hill, big steps, like, and wearing this crazy suit?
Yeah,
you would do big
steps. It's gonna be fucking weird.
Yeah, and you would have this exaggerated movements like that.
Just walks.
And again, do we have the prior to it where they're saying, "Hey, what's that? Look over there." You know, I mean, you've only got the perfectly centered footage, right? Where's some more footage? Yeah,
it starts right here, and it's already kind of exactly like it. We don't have enough reference, so we can't tell, but it's always when it's perfectly framed.
What could scare something
perfectly framed,
Bigfoot into a full.
And you know how hard that is to do on the fly? Like this, what's going to happen right now, it's so impossible to do.
Sprint.
Oh, it's just so fucking
Later
ridiculous.
That same night, the man spots.
Okay, I'm gonna watch that again because it's so much fun to watch. Here we go.
Bigfoot into a full-blown sprint.
It's just all chilling.
Yeah, what's your
then
goal?
all of a sudden,
There you go.
run! Jesus.
Okay, I want you to walk for a minute and then run off into the woods. Gotcha.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's Emily. Count to 20, then run.
And it doesn't run away; it runs across, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you figured it would turn tail and run, right? That's the saying. Okay, you run in the opposite direction. You don't run. I mean, if it was like a hunter or something, you're giving them a side shot. You know, running across. You know, I mean. You run away. So no, it's not running. It doesn't look like it's running away. Yeah.
No, it's definitely on a path that it's walking on and then running
from here to there. They got it marked in the forest with some tape there. And
I feel like what they did is they found a trail in the woods and they put the camera in a place where it looked like there's not a trail, because that's what if you don't show the land, but what's below you, and you show the woods. That's how we used to shoot a lot of things for like horror movies and sci-fi. You actually find a trail because you don't want your actors and actresses to break a leg.
Yeah.
Then you shoot it to where it's like, oh my God, I'm running through a forest like aimlessly, but it's like, no, there's literally a
that's always the problem where it becomes a supernatural thing, because they'll claim that Bigfoots can just run through the forest and no, you can't. If anybody that's ever been in the forest, there's no running in the forest. There just isn't.
And not
unless you have an opening or a path or something. But just running through, no way.
Yeah, not directly. And the only times that we've ever seen that as a joke is in what's it called? Scary, funny horror movies where they run into the tree. They get scared and they just run blindly and straight, bam, and hit a tree.
Well, and all the thorn bushes and all the fallen trees and all that stuff. It's not a good thing. No.
He may have had Bigfoot diarrhea. You didn't see that with his trying to squeeze his arse cheeks together with his hand.
That's very true.
Trying to get to the fucking his shit.
He had to get to his favorite tree.
Yeah.
I can't shit on just any tree. It has to be my regular tree.
This one.
There's decades and decades of fucking footage of this creature. Literally, wherever you look, there's fucking million hours of fucking Bigfoot sightings, yet no one has run into this fucking thing properly.
Yeah, and
it's just beggars, but it just makes no sense.
Yeah, and like me and my friends, we ran around the canyons and the wild parts of the San Diego's, and then also I was in, where I'm at right now, Fort Collins and Loveland, which is, pretty much the wilderness. The Rocky Mountains are right there. And, I learned how to like live in the wilderness. Yeah, you can't just like run through a forest without running into things. So it's silly.
I think if there was grainy footage of you running about the fucking Rocky Mountains with your dick out, you would become an instant cryptid.
I think some of this footage is of me running around, but I can't prove that. Okay, I don't have proof of that being it or not. Okay,
you've got enough modifications to scare the hell out of somebody in the woods. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, definitely. If I meet somebody, they're gonna run away for sure.
The man spots a glowing pair of eyes.
Okay, so here we go.
Silently watching him from the dark bushes.
Yeah, that's paranormal. That's your proof there.
That's any animal. It could be any animal. It's every animal.
Look at the lips on it. It looks like Al Jolson. You kids won't remember it.
Yes, I know. We know
Bigfoot,
who he
or
is.
is something even more terrifying lurking in the shadows?
It would be Dogman or something like that. But anyways.
Why is this massive creature climbing that hill? And more important,
it's just a guy that's wearing a fucking black fucking suit, dumbass.
The Dogman's been really spreading. I mean, it started in Michigan, and now we've got them all the way to Florida, Texas, everywhere. So it's a growing phenomena that more and more people are seeing the Dogman. It's coming up more and more. Yeah.
I've got the dog-headed man right here. That's in another place, not no, it's growing. I have a handful of new Dogman.
It is,
stuff.
yeah. And
it's growing. Yeah,
I heard from people overseas too. They're seeing them in the UK and everything. So it's a big growing thing. It's going to catch up with Bigfoot here. So watch out. That competition.
So I'm looking into that as well.
Waiting at the top.
Well, instead of hiding behind bushes, Bigfoot better start fucking doing dance routines or something to get himself back in favor.
He's gonna have to start hula hooping.
Maybe some woodland theatre. Do something to take. Because if Dogman takes over Bigfoot, then we're all fucked.
You mean he's gonna have to start doing stuff like this?
He's gonna have to do like the bikini dance. Yeah, this. Yeah.
Was rude. That was pretty rude.
And all big
like
people are gonna have to do Shakespeare or something in the woods or anything. They're gonna have to do something just to
belt out some opera or something, instead of knocking on trees, belt out to some opera or something, some really powerful, some really good voice songs.
Sing a cappella, shave yourself.
A cappella, that's the word I'm looking for. Thank you.
A cappella, yes. Okay, so we're gonna go over just a little bit more, and then we're gonna start getting out of here because, it's been a
Once
long.
again, we've proven Bigfoot exists.
We totally
the way it blends into the woods, and its sheer size make it hard to deny. Could this be the proof?
We're gonna go into the next thing. Hold on, just give me a second. There's nothing there. Let's get into this though.
Jesus.
So a monkey or an ape or something is on a thing killing a large bird.
Yeah, where is this? Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't say. They don't say.
Shoving it into its mouth with terrifying strength, leaving you questioning everything you thought you knew.
No, I've seen apes and animals do this. Because it's being beaten. But that's not a Bigfoot.
No.
So, okay, let's get into.
Monkey with a seagull.
That's odd. Whatever it is.
Yeah, that's very odd, but that doesn't mean it's a
Yeah.
Bigfoot. And I think it's just a ape-like creature or a blah blah blah.
Yeah, that's why I want to know where it is, because if it's like Indonesia or somewhere, it's probably an ape.
You're the expert, David.
And I want to say that's where it is. I want to say it's probably somewhere like that.
That's what I'm asking, Doug. I got to know where it is, because
what I'm saying, what's on the screen there now? Would they be known? Is that a flock of big feet, or
this is a family supposedly?
Year 2015.
This is a
The
family.
footage was captured by a tourist in the Wyoming section of the park who was filming a great.
Okay, I'm gonna let. Nope, I'm gonna let it play first, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is. I already know exactly what this is.
herd of bison when in the back.
They're in a national park where they're saying the herd of bison are up front.
Oh yeah.
These back here, they're saying back here is the big feets. Aha! Okay, here's looking at it.
As the camera rolls, Sasquatch-like figures move toward the woods, later reappearing behind a cluster of trees.
You mean humans?
A group of Sasquatch can be seen meandering through a nearby wooded area. Later,
you mean humans?
Re-emerging behind a group of trees. In the footage, you can clearly see what
got a
seems
limp.
to be a Sasquatch-like figure.
You want to know why they're walking weird? Is because they probably have snowshoes on or some type of things they're walking in snow and or ice or other things. They're gonna walk weird, you fucking weirdos.
Well, they don't have like the Bigfoot stride either.
No.
They have
They're
human
walking
strides.
They're walking like they're trying to not slip in it and fall over. Like they're kind of have this weird back balance thing. Almost.
Small steps.
Yeah.
Small steps.
Yeah. And they're kind of sliding. They're sliding a little bit their feet, because that's what you would do. Is you would barely step and you would slide. And this is just what people humans, and they have dark colors on because.
Well, again, it could be another
sometimes people are going to wear just camouflage. Sometimes people are just going to wear dark clothes and not the bright colors.
The footage is so clear, you can almost make out the details of their massive figures. Could this finally be the proof we've been waiting for?
Massive figures. He is the size of that's a human. I mean, the reference around everything shows us that.
You probably
they're probably just trying to come around to get a picture.
Yeah, exactly. And then here is the proof.
Camouflage.
That thing.
I didn't want to zoom too much. I didn't want it to get too pixelated.
This is the exact one. I've seen this before. We were talking about centering it. Here you go. He's in his boat, and he's keeping it perfectly centered on this one little spot on the shore. I've seen this one before. This is just too set up for me.
Exactly. That's insane for him for it to be this set up. Yeah.
It's the same color as the undergrowth. If it laid down, you probably would not be able to see it unless you knew it was there.
The color blends with the forest.
Yeah, that's why it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, that's why it doesn't make sense.
Until something massive shifts, revealing the outline of a Sasquatch stepping into the woods. How many times have we missed what's right in front of us? This might be one of the most important Bigfoot captures ever, revealing its face with detailed features.
Yeah, so you already did this one.
Tito Jackson.
Let's get to this. Again, just
It
nothing.
hides cautiously, blending with the trees, moving quickly yet calculated, sensing it's being watched.
Is that what's really going on, or is it his friend on meth running around in a gorilla suit? I don't know. I mean, it could be anything again.
Surely if they sensed they were being watched, they'd run away.
Yeah, exactly similar.
If they're, if they're this fucking timid.
I don't know, that slow-mo looked like a bear. It looked like a bear coming and then turning. Yeah, I call a bear on that.
Hey, Billy. Sure, I'll go with that.
Shifting shadows and shaking trees, but what kind of creature could cause this much commotion?
Why would it still be around if you've already taped it up? Why would you? Never mind. This is the stupidest setup in the world. You already put up the tape, and then it's still going being around, and then somehow you're. Yeah, it's already taped off. Now the big feet is still here, and you have already centered it to already know it's going to be there.
Well, it can't cross the pink tape. I mean, it's magical pink tape.
That's the law, right? That's the law. You can't.
They've trapped it. They trapped it in the pink tape. Indeed.
You trapped it in the pink tape. That's exactly the way. It's the pink tape is, and it's mad that you put up the pink tape, so it's going to break things behind it, but not go across it for some reason. Yeah, this isn't fake at all.
This isn't just any animal, it's a Sasquatch. But why is it moving like that, and what caused it to reveal itself? What kind of creature blends into a tree unnoticed? This eerie footage shows a massive fur-covered figure sitting silently, blending with the forest.
Or a hunter that it's wearing something that is very dark, or it's like a leather, or...
It does look like a suit.
That's it. That is a little better footage, though. I like when it's better footage. So it does look, it does look like something there. I like these better than when you can't see anything that they're trying to talk about.
Yeah.
At least, okay, yeah, there's something there and it's moving. Okay.
But I do want to feel like it's most likely a hunter that is doing something, getting ready to, I don't know, but here we below.
What the hell is that? Holy shit, man, that's not a bear. Let's get the hell out of here. Close the door, please.
And then, of course, they do that.
Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. There it is. There's the fake.
Hey, yeah. Instead of being like, hey, you, what's up? And seeing what happens, they run away because they're little bitches.
L.A. Marzulli, who believes in a lot of crazy conspiracy things and everything, even he said he doubts footage when they do this very thing where it goes all shaky and runny and like you said earlier, Slim, they're chasing ghosts and then they go eek and they run away. And it's like what do you call Blair Witch, right? It's all the shaky camera stuff, and that's pretty much even the so-called experts in these things discount this kind of footage.
Because I went through and I did a lot of this stuff and things, and I know I've talked about it over and over again. I've went hunting for everything. And ghost hunting is one of the major things I did. And my ex, she actually went ghost hunting with the Ghost Adventurers, Zach and the Dick Cheeses. And then what's his name now, who has his own channel on Discovery. I don't remember, but he does all the things where he goes and like finds the cryptids and all the. Anyways, it doesn't matter. She knew all of them. And every time I went to go do all those things, like I really wanted to hear and see. And I was like, come on, hurt me and blah, and nothing ever happened. And I went to go and I was as quiet as possible to go see the things and the stuffs and went multiple times to different places, didn't see shit. Like, what, it just, everything doesn't like me for some reason? Is that what it is? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, what do you think is the culprit? Everything else is fake? Or for some reason, when I go and legitimately try to experience it, because I wasn't always skeptic, and I'm still tech, and I am, but I'm not. Like, I will go to places and be like, bring it, and I'm down, like, and I'll sit there and try to, and I do have things happen for sure, but I can be like, it could be this, that, or this. I don't have, there's not enough proof for me to say that's what 100% happened executively. Like, most of the time we're like, oh my God, an owl. Oh my God, a rat. You know, like we can actually explain most of the thingies of the mabobbers that happen around us.
And that's why I like hearing things too, because I'm like with you, Slim. I don't have any experiences, and I don't doubt people's experiences, but I haven't had one that wasn't like, oh, the tree brushed up against the house, I got to trim that limb off, right? I know what it is.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that's when people ask me, why you like all this kind of stuff? It's like, well, I like to try and, who knows what they really saw or heard or anything. But can we examine a lot of them where maybe it was just a branch scraping on the house? I think so, but I think it's fascinating, the whole psyche of it, that, we imagine all these things because it can't possibly be a branch scraping against my house.
Yeah, and when I was younger, I definitely was like, I want to believe in all the spirits, the ghosts, and the paganism, and the tarot reading, and all the things. I wanted to believe. Like, I was like, yes, this is amazing. And then I went and I was like, oh, it's all a fucking trick. Oh, this is how that, and then, God damn, it's all fucking fake.
Well, when I was a kid, I was convinced on Halloween. I used to look out my bedroom window as a child. I mean, I'm talking 5 or 6 years old. Convinced I saw fucking witches fly about on broomsticks.
And maybe somebody had kites. Maybe, who knows what happened to make you see that.
Probably just clouds or something in the moonlight. It doesn't matter. You just convince yourself that was a fucking witch.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's like the thing. Yeah. And pareidolia is a mug. So everything.
Yeah, well, it's also a good thing. It's nice to look up at clouds and see the Starship Enterprise or something like that in the shape of the cloud. Pareidolia has it, but it also has this fucked up fucking parts where you
just need to remember.
We cover toast a lot. I mean, look at all the people that see things in the toast, right? That's why I got toast behind me, because exactly right there. Look at this piece of toast is like a Rorschach test, right?
Exactly.
Alien abducted.
They said when you see Jesus,
anally probed.
Crust, not Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Yes,
Jesus Christ. He's the maker of toast.
Yes, and that's literally
we like toast.
Yeah, the God the Father and the Holy Toast.
Yeah.
It's crazy the things that people have said that are things that they see of things, and you're like, cool, but like,
Slim, but you're in the industry, right? They sold a grilled cheese sandwich to Vegas for $30,000. So who's laughing now? Not the one that's got $30,000.
Yeah, no, that's where, like, if
you bought a lot of grilled cheese sandwiches for that.
There's ethical doing things, and then there's and that's what I'm trying to do, ethical. But I mean, if a corporation came to me and I had something that looked like Jesus and they wanted to buy it for that much, I would do it. A person, I would be like, nah, I'm sorry, I can't do that ethically, but Jeebus. But yeah.
The sandwich, though, I'll make another sandwich. You can have the sandwich. Give me that money.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
As long as he bought the fucking banana sellotape to a wall and he ate the banana, he spent like $3 million on it. It was a banana taped to a fucking wall, dude. Well, why is that hard? But
it
people see different things in it, don't they? They see concepts and they get weird over things like that. And you think, it's a fucking banana taped to a wall. I can paint
that
it up.
that was technically done as a money laundering scam. Yeah. So, anyways,
but like these videos, you get all these. Remember that guy who does all these alien fucking worlds all over the place? It took us about fucking 3 streams to get through this one fucking video. Is like an hour and a half long, and he says, "Oh, the kryptonoids from the Krypton galaxy will do, and they look like fucking fish with feet and all that shit." These people, they should have disclaimers. You know, this is for entertainment purposes only in the description, but they don't. These fucking people believe in all this shit. This Bigfoot stuff, they fucking believe this stuff is
real.
Now,
hey, Lynn, not Bigfoot. Leave Bigfoot out of this.
Well, it matters if somebody is selling a bunch of crap for whatever their cause is, and like go look at my merch below the stream. And no, I'm just anyways, no, but that's literally like if they're pushing a thing like David Weiss, he's got his little app thing, right? And then like there's a handful of other people that if you look into it, they're making money behind the scenes or from pushing a certain narrative, and they'll just keep pushing it and pushing it. You know, Tim Pool, Ben Shapiro, and a handful of other people.
They're bellends anyway. But I want to see
I know.
A video Bigfoot, adolescent Bigfoot having a wank in the woods, because they must have sexual needs, surely.
Yeah, totes. So, anyways, thank you all very much for being here. Thank you very much, Dave, for being here.
Thanks for giving me a shout out, Slim. Appreciate it. I was over there talking with the other folks over at Simos there, and I saw your message, and I was like, "Oh, Slim sent me a message." So yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for being here and spending time with us, because it's always awesome to hear your take on it as well. Because just like all of us, we want to believe. Just show me stuff that I can't say that it's not, we've been doing this for so long. You just look at something and go, that's probably most likely, and not what y'all think.
If you got us, anybody out there has a story about a bump in the night or anything, and you want to share it, get a hold of me, and we'll talk about it. I want to hear about it, and I'm nice and civil and everything. I'm not going to poke fun at you or nothing. I like to hear the stories,
and we're not going to discredit anybody. Just, let us know. We may just say, well, then, and again, if you come to us and we talk, then I'm not going to just blatantly be like, oh, you're a dumbass, you didn't. I'm just going to go, no, okay, that's your experience totally. And then I may say a couple things, but no, totally. Again, I'm not 100% anti-believing this stuff. Just we haven't gotten there yet. Although I have seen some weird things. I've been around weird things, but I still can go, there's like 2 to 3 other things that are maybe have happened, or I do a lot of drugs and alcohol. So there's a couple times where things happen. I'm like,
Eddie, if you're a believer, you got to admit some of these videos are laughable. And, when we're laughing at them, it's because they're laughably that bad. Right. If it was a better video, it'd be different.
Yeah, but it's like me. I was born in inner city Liverpool, grew up there, and then I took my business to London, central London. So I was in the city again, and then I moved to the countryside, and I thought the first fucking worst sound I heard, I thought that's a fucking woman being raped in that field, and it was foxes fucking. It was actually foxes fucking. A farmer friend of mine said, "Yeah, it's just 2 foxes."
I always think of my cousin Vinny when he says, "Hey, he's gonna let me stay in the cabin, get a good night's sleep and the peace and the quiet and everything," and then the owl's out there screeching and he comes out firing at it and everything.
Yeah.
What was that? What was that?
Noisy, I tell you. It's noisier at night.
It's supposed to be quiet in the country.
No.
Yeah. and or just like as soon as the sun is about ready to come up, everything starts making crazy noises as well. So there's no way to sleep in.
Well, all the noisy creatures quiet down when the daylight comes. They get back in the fucking hedgerows. The
Oh my
badgers,
god, all of the birds. I don't know
the bears kick off, yeah.
the birds in fucking the mountains of the Rockies. Even like where I'm at, dude, as soon as the sun's about to come up, fucking 20 million types of birds just start fucking like talking over and over each other. And it's like, yep, okay, I guess I gotta get up now. Okay. That's my alarm clock, is literally the fucking birds. All right, folks, we're gonna get out of here. We'll see you. It's Thursday, so tomorrow I am going to be most likely at the Loveland Ren Fair hanging out with one of my bladesmith friends, and I'm going to try to get him to make me custom hooks for my ears, and I'll be playing there all weekend, hopefully. So we will see you on Monday for, I don't know what we're going to do yet, but we'll be making fun of some kind of crazy shite, obviously. So once again, thank you very much, Dave, for being here. Thank you all the rest of my stream pervs and my cinema chats. And make sure that you are subscribed, you like, and if you could share and or just rewatch the stream or watch another one of the videos, stuff to get me more watch time. And if you're not a member, it's only $2 a month to become one. So if you want to support the channel, just do that for $2 a month. Thank you very much, everybody. We're going to get the fuck out of here. Everybody say bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.